Hello everyone, this is Babamots. In this video, I'm doing something a little different. It's mostly a call for you to learn some history of the game of Homeworlds and of the pyramid pieces in general. I'm going to put links to a whole bunch of stuff that I think you should read. I'm essentially giving you homework. I made this little web page to give a lightning quick summary of the history of Homeworlds. But I'm going to take you on a little tour of some other resources that I think you should be familiar with. This is a video that Andy made to talk about the history of the pyramids, which are, of course, very much connected to the history of Homeworlds. There's a history of the pyramids that appears at the end of the Pyramid Arcade booklet. This is also fun reading. If you don't know, the idea for making pyramid-shaped game pieces came from a short story that Andy wrote, or a couple of them. I'm a little unclear on some of the details. Feel free to correct me. But the earliest reference to the pyramid pieces that I have actually been able to read myself appear in Andy's, I guess it's a short novel called The Empty City, and you can read that online or buy a copy. The early days of the pyramids were dominated by the original game Icehouse, and for years there was just Icehouse and people playing Icehouse tournaments. And while I have nothing against people who love Icehouse, it's not my favorite game to play with the pyramids. And I think you should know that there was a period when it looked like the pyramids were just not going to be a thing anymore. This is the hypothermia newsletter for Icehouse enthusiasts, where Andy said, you know, these pyramids are just too darn expensive. It was very shortly after this, though, that Flux was marketed, and the success of the card game Flux gave the Loonies more financial flexibility and some more safety as they tried to market these more finicky pyramid pieces with more limited appeal. If you don't know, Homeworlds was based on a game that John Cooper invented earlier called Icetraders, which I think is a clunkier game. I played Icetraders shortly after it came out, and I liked the idea a lot, but not the implementation so much. But then Homeworlds, of course, I like Homeworlds enough that I've got a YouTube channel about it, and I'm making a video about it right now. So obviously I like Homeworlds a lot. This is the earliest version of the rules of Homeworlds that I know of. Not a whole lot has changed, other than allowing draws, and sometimes passing has been, sometimes people have written up the rules and forgotten to say anything about passing. I think other than that, and originally the system was all about having good and evil players, but eliminating people was the same. And John Cooper did not have a two-player game in mind at all. He thought that 4 players was ideal. 2 players is the way to go now, though. 2 players is cool. Here's another page that talks about the history of the pyramids. Here's the place where I got involved in the Martian chess set era. This was my first set of pyramids. But Homeworlds is a big deal. It's been included in so Icetraders were the rules that were included with the Martian chess set, but then in playing with pyramids, Homeworlds is in there. Homeworlds were in the booklet called Treehouse that was associated with the Treehouse packaging. The Homeworlds is, of course, in Pyramid Primer. Let's see, Treehouse. Well, maybe Treehouse wasn't until this same era down here, but of course Homeworlds is in the Pyramid Arcade, and Homeworlds right there has got its own boxed set now as part of the Pyramid Quartet. So this page is also good reading. Modernly, there are 3 main ways to play Homeworlds online, although a fourth one is emerging, although I don't actually have it in my... Okay, I'm going to add a tab here. If you don't know, Super Duper Games is this older site that is probably going to be taken down now in favor of a newer version. But for a long time, this was the main place to play Homeworlds online. Then a fan of Homeworlds made this other site, Homeworlds Live, that is dedicated specifically to Homeworlds, while Super Duper Games has many different games that you can play. Homeworlds Live is just for playing Homeworlds. Then another popular place to play Homeworlds online is Board Game Arena. I'm quite certain this has more traffic than Super Duper Games or Homeworlds Live at this point. And the newest place to play Homeworlds on Live, the newest place to play Homeworlds online is Abstract Play, which is the successor to Super Duper Games. This is in beta and things are just getting going. It's designed primarily for playing Homeworlds by correspondence. But I recommend checking that out too for the variety of other games that are available on here, as well as Homeworlds. I recently made a plug for this site, so if you've been watching, then you already know about that. The one other thing I thought I'd mention is that this video is scheduled to be released on July 7th, 2023, which is the 1-year anniversary of Homeworlds coming out on Board Game Arena, which is why I've been thinking about history, and why tomorrow, July 8th, there will be a video released that is a review of the first recorded Homeworlds game, as far as I know. This is there is a record of this game on the Wonderland website run by Andy Looney. He played a game with his friend Russell, and I'll be reviewing that game tomorrow. Anyway, I am in a history mindset, and if you don't know your history, then I recommend reading up on the history of the pyramids and Icetraders and Homeworlds. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.